What's positive? My name is Whitaker, and even though I'm standing here before you, built like a flamenco teacher who's teaching a night class in rural Illinois, I'm here to talk about Paris today. Why Paris? I spent about a week and a half there during my month Euro trip, and I want to share some of my comedic chocolate observations as we look into it. Now, put your seatbelt on, grab a baguette, and let's get into it. More money, more problems. Notorious B.I.G., Mariah Carey told you. And the U.S. is facing the same issue here in 2024. A lot of them. Two in particular, housing and homelessness. I think I know how to fix them. Affordable housing? Rent control? No. The answer is simple. Everyone under 35 lives with their folks with free healthcare until they can float. Now, before you start having flashbacks to curfew and limits on TV time, hear me out. We solve homelessness by housing the youth until they're Rona ready. Like, I will survive! The world is shut down. Can you though? Ready. That's 16 years to follow all the dreams you want. It's the same runway every trust fund kid in Connecticut gets when they're figuring things out. Like 16 gap years. Take that trip to Italy. Little Italy. Plus, living with your parents officially gives you an extra in-home doctor in case your bike's in the shop and you can't get to urgent care. You know the family's first line of offense against any ailment is none other than the generationally tested remedy, Vicks. Now let's look at some numbers. Chicago and Paris have roughly similar population sizes. 2.66 million in Chicago, 2.14 million in Paris. The homelessness rates? A different story though. In Paris, they've got around 4,277 folks. Chicago, they got 18,836 in January of 2024. That's a big difference. So what's Paris doing that we're not? They've got this unspoken under 35 live at home, no, stay your ass at home policy. Over there, 50% of people under 35 are still living with their parents. Plus they're not out here in lamb chops pulling up like it's some food. They're biking everywhere. According to Condé Nast Traveler, 11% of Parisian commutes are by bike, while 4% are by car. Of course, commute in French means wandering because no one is working there. It simply means traveling to another place. They take 3-hour lunches. So maybe there's something to be said for living at home until you're 35, stacking up that money, biking to save gas at Mother Earth, and not stressing about rent. Turns out, if you eliminate the costs, you eliminate the problems. It's like Paris said, stay clean, stay home, stay broke. Hey, if it don't apply, it's time to fly. And the only way to get your wings is to stack some baguettes like Jean-Pierre or Jacques-Pierre. Imagine the Department of Family Affairs citizen request ticket categories. Did your guardians violate your personal space? And if you're the parents, you're like, do you have personal space money? Sheesh. At what point do the chores evolve? At this point, living at home becomes a trade school. The kids basically become professional house, dog, and plant keepers. They may not be able to financially support themselves, but they'll know how much sunlight Mona the Monstera needs during the summer solstice. Good work, Molly. Imagine dating at 32 and still living at home. You bring someone home, but the next morning is where it gets spicy. The post-game recap starts at breakfast. Your mom goes, so what was that I heard last night? And you fire back, what was that I heard last night? And then here goes your dad. Hey, you rocked the boat last night, son? Nah, we just watched Freebie and chill. Really? We raised you to have better taste than that. Remind me to send you the HEO login. Let's talk about grounding. Grounding isn't gonna be where they take away your phone or car keys. It's like you can't go anywhere anyway, you're broke. So the parents gotta get more creative, like eliminating your personal space altogether. They kick you out of the house for a few days so you can get a taste of the wild. It's like a mini Mr. Beast challenge. Homeless for as long as you can stand. The longer you last, the more personal space at home. There are milestones. If you hit a month, you get a free week stay paid for by your parents. The broke version of paid time off. And let's be real. This law will lead to some cultural changes. Can't stand your parents? You better learn a trade or hustle. And every household would have to run tight. Every millennial and Gen Z and whatever else is after that would have to learn to respect authority at some level. But think about the environmental impact. It's like France went all in on Mother Nature and said, forget the home buying parlor, Molly. The housing demand decreases because everyone's at home, and then the prices come down. So by the time they can afford houses, they can get this, afford to buy them. Everybody wins. Even if your parents give you a room like Harry Potter's on 4 Privet Drive, at least all your therapy visits are covered by the federal government until you moved out. Not bad. At the end of the day, this law will force us to face the reality of our economic situation. Maybe we can learn something from the French, who don't seem to have as many homeless people because everyone's living at home or biking around. Or as they say, restez, availlez, restez, vauchez. That translates loosely to stay woke, stay broke. Thanks for tapping in. I'm Lawrence Whitaker. This has been one episode of Larry in Paris.